Hi guys, how are you? Uh,
Good. How are you?
Good to start. So the end of the last part of this season introduced Benedict Arnold, which I think is very funny, but especially because Claire was like, I just know he's bad, and I think that is kind of a funny little thing. But when you guys do get to kind of bring those historical figures into the show and really lean into history that we know, especially with things like that, where we're like, we just know this person's bad. I don't remember what they did. What for you is the fun of getting to pull that history into something like Outlander?
Well, for me and Benedict Arnold, it was, to tell a bigger picture of the story rather than just that little snippet we know of him as a traitor, but to kind of give a little bit more context of why he may have become a traitor. In the end, he just wasn't born a traitor. Something had to have happened, and we kind of watched that take place.
Yeah, and also I think it's fun from a Claire perspective when she goes, "Oh, I actually liked him." Like, do you know what I mean? I think people expect someone like that they might not be likable. And as Matt said, it's kind of interesting to see them from a different angle.
Yeah, and you guys also got to do a lot with the 80s, which I think is I one of the things I like about Outlander is not only is it, the Revolutionary War now, but you also have things like, Disney gets brought up and there's the 80s vibes and all that kind of stuff. What was the biggest challenge of doing that 80s storyline and making it so much fun in comparison to like the Claire and Jamie storyline that was leading to the Revolutionary War?
Well, time periods, this season we bit off a lot, with I think five different time periods if you really break it down. Sourcing everything, making it feel like you're in the actual time period and that you visually see that you're in a different time period. So that was very important. One of the elements, and this was a very contentious thing early on with some of the producers, is there's a little trailer outside of Lollybrock, and but we wanted to show distinctively immediately that you're in a different time period because Lollybrock over 300 years, just in the sense of the castle Midhook, just hasn't changed that much. So what element can give you that immediacy, and that's we did that with cars and things like that. So
Yeah, and for my last quick question, I do want to ask because many have pointed out online that it ended relatively happily for some of the couples in the part of season one, which means that season two or the second part of season seven is not going to be that great for them. When you guys see that stuff online, does it make you happy as creatives to know that like fans are so tuned in to this show that they're like, something's going down? I just know it. Like part two is not going to be happy.
I just love that people know that they know, oh, if it ended in a good place, that must mean we're headed towards a bad place. I love that we train people so well.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait for everyone to get to see part two. And thank you guys so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you guys.